There's a chance this camera will die for like the 10th time that I've tried to record this, but I tried a new battery, and it won't tell me if it's full. We're gonna. So, thank you so much for everyone who watched my last video, which was like a physique update and a leg workout. I felt very, very cool because I got like 100+ views. I was really excited. So, thank you. That meant a lot. If you think that I'm mildly entertaining or that I have something or anything useful to say, then liking and subscribing. I don't like asking people to do it, but it would be really dope if you did, just because, I don't know, just it makes you feel like you're flying, or I don't know. I like it. Back to this video. I wanted to just touch on one topic. I see many people on YouTube who post workout videos, and a lot of them will post either one exercise tutorials, or they'll just go through their entire workout, which is what I do, and expect that everyone who's watching the video understands what they're saying. So if I do an exercise and I'm like, okay, this is a curl, everyone will automatically understand everything that I mean by this is a curl, or like what muscles it will target. That kind of leaves anyone who's a beginner out of the equation. I can write out a list of exercises and give them to anyone and say, please do these, and that works. But it's more useful if I or any trainer for that matter tells you what that exercise is going to accomplish. So based on that, I wanted to try and do more videos where I go over 3 to 6 exercises and take more of an effort to like explain the point of the exercise, how to set up for it properly, cues, and importantly what muscles are worked by it. Because if you are a beginner, then it's unfair of me to just show you an entire workout that I've done and then expect you to copy it. That's just unfair and unrealistic. It's a learning process. It's basically like learning a new language, where if these words will come naturally to you the more and more you hear them. So a lot of my videos will seem redundant because I'll just keep saying curl or row or pull up or pull down or any of these terms, and eventually they just click and you understand it seamlessly. In the beginning though, it's more often the case that someone would have to look up what these terms mean on YouTube, on Google, whatever it is. So I want to try and streamline that a bit, maybe make it a bit easier. So in this particular video, I'm going to go over 5 variations of back exercises. So your back, everyone knows where your back is, but your back is made up of your latissimus dorsi, rhomboids, which are right here, and your traps, kind of, if you do anything that you pull up. One common thing that you see is if someone goes into the gym and says, okay, today I'm going to work back. A lot of times, more experienced lifters, bodybuilders, people who work out for fun will also incorporate a lot of bicep exercises. So if this is your arm, then like this top, and your palm is up, you can't see it in frame, but if your palm is up, this top part is your bicep and the bottom is your tricep. You can divide those muscles up too, but let's just divide the arm into 2, bicep and tricep, and go from there. A lot of actions for the back, you use your back muscles and your biceps just kind of help. So combining both your back and biceps is common, but I'm just going to go over back exercises for now, and maybe you can try them, rewatch the way I do it a few times, and go from there. So the first exercise that I want to go over are the bent over rows. People will call this a barbell row because the piece of equipment that I'm using is called a barbell, and that basically means that it's a bar and the weights are on the side. Do you like my visual demonstration? You take your body and you bend from the hip. You don't curve your back downwards, you bend from the hip, so you're almost 90 degrees, and your back should be more or less parallel to the ground in like ideal cases. But if that hurts your lower back, not necessary. Go a little up just so it's comfortable, but just do not round your back. And you take the bar, and the first variation I'm showing you is overhand. So overhand means you're gripping the bar like this, so your palm is down and on top of the bar, and you pull it towards your body around your chest based on like your height, and then you let it go and you slow and controlled repeat that. For every exercise that I ever show, if you've never done it before, use like the lightest option and then build up slowly from there. It's not worth it to get hurt, drop the weight on your foot, which I've done. I think like my toe is always going to be deformed because I once dropped like a 50-pound dumbbell on it, and do the lightest weight. This weight that I'm using right now is pretty light for me, but I wanted to show the importance of like slow and controlled. Inhale when you're bringing the weight, inhale during the easy part, exhale during the hard part. That's how I remember it. It's not scientifically very accurate, but when you're pulling the weight towards you, that's the hard part. That's when your body is doing the most, and that's what's breaking apart your muscle. So when you're doing that part, you should be exhaling. And then when you're bringing the weight back down, which is like kind of easing the tension, then you inhale. So exhale during hard, inhale during easy. It's like you got this. Alright, so the point of the row, the wider your hands are, the wider the muscles will change. So if you put your hands wide, the outer muscles of your back will work more. It's kind of intuitive that way. The other variation of this is underhand, so that's when your palms are facing up. Now the reason that this is popular is because even though it's still working your back, you're allowing your biceps, so the top of your arm, to help you do the exercise more. So it's a matter of preference and what muscles you want to just focus on. So people who have very developed biceps may not want to do that because they want to focus on their back. Or if someone else thinks that their back is old, like they want to balance it more, then they'll do the underhand version and incorporate their biceps as well. I like to mix it up and do both just because I get bored. It's up to you, and that's the basic difference. Otherwise, form, everything's the same. Bend from the hip. Bring the bar towards you, slow and controlled, and then let the bar go down. Repeat that. If you're just starting, you've never done this before, find a weight that's light and try and do it for like 12 to 15 repetitions. A set would be, one set would be 12 to 15 repetitions. So I would tell someone, if I was training them, please do 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions. So it kind of works out, and that's like a good beginner rep range to use. It's not too overwhelming or too taxing on your body, and you still get the form down. The third exercise is a dumbbell row. A row, I keep using this word row. What does a row mean? A row is essentially pulling a weight towards your body. So you're pulling the bar in the barbell row. Now you're going to pull a different piece of equipment, which is a dumbbell. I like to do these using a bench. Some people do them standing, some lean. I think the bench is like, you can use a chair, you can use anything, a table if you have a suitable table. And what you want to do is keep your back straight, lean the hand that's not working on the bench. Put that same sided knee on top of the bench. You can see me as I'm doing it. Keep the leg that's on the ground out of the way, but still like stable, like close enough to the bench so you're not moving around. Everything's like tight and controlled, and you just pull the dumbbell towards your body. The dumbbell is just the smaller piece of equipment that I'm holding. It's probably the most common weight that you'll see around in any gym. I'm doing it with 45 pounds, but I would recommend most people start with like 5 to 10 and just work their way up until you get the form down. This type of row is more similar to the underhand barbell row, which is like the more bicep focused one. I like this one just because you do one side at a time. So by doing exercises one side at a time, you're just making sure that both sides are doing the same amount of work. It's not more complicated than that. So this again works more the inner muscles of your back. So you have the outer muscles. Say you have like this nice V back. The outer muscles, the wider your hand grip, the more you'll work them. The inner muscles of your back near your spine, that'll be more targeted by something like a dumbbell row. Okay, cool. Now for the fourth one, we're going to go to a lat pull down. So some gyms may not have this. Most do. In most countries that I've been in, if there's any piece of equipment, it's this one. I don't know why, it's very popular. If you don't have this, then just stick to the first three where you can use any type of weight. If you don't have actual weights, you can use like a book or like a jug of water. You can try anything for those, truly. But for a lat pull down, if you happen to have this, I really recommend using it. And essentially, you're taking a bar in your hands and pulling it down. So what that does is you have to contract your scapula, which is like a muscle in the upper part of your back, and you extend and release. So you bring the bar down, as I'm doing here. You squeeze your shoulder blades behind you, and you feel it as much in your back as possible. There's really no better way to explain it. you release it slowly, and then you bring it back down. So I'm going to show you two variations. So the fourth exercise that I'm showing you is a wide grip lat pull down. And again, it's like the idea of a wide grip row. You're working the outer muscles of your back. I like to do that because it makes me like, it sounds so weird. I get to like build an hourglass, so like I make my back a little wider, so my waist looks a little smaller. It's a lot of fun. I mean, if you just want to have fun, then I'd recommend doing it. And you try that. Again, I'd say 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps is ideal. Do a lightweight, do like the first or second like stack on the side of the machine. I didn't film it unfortunately, but on the side of the machine or in front of the machine, they have like weight stacks, and you just choose the weight that you want. Go light, work your way up. If you've never done this before, go light, work your way up. Injuries will only stall your progress. They will not help you. There's no point in risking an injury. No point, unless, even if you're like an athlete, there's like really no point to accelerate results. If you get injured, your results will halt. So go slow. So you pull the bar down and you let it go up. And you do it slow and controlled. Works their back really, really well. And the second like version I'm showing you is the underhand grip. So this is exercise 5, and that is an under grip, like underhand lat pull down. Your hands are closer together, so you're working more of the inner muscles of your back. And by doing it underhand, if you've noticed the trend, an underhand grip will work your biceps more, so you can incorporate those more. If you have no interest in working your arms at all, even though I feel like most people should work their arms just like a little bit, then don't do that one. If you don't want to, then don't do that one. I like to do it. I like to, again, switch it up. And this helps me do chin-ups. So like if you practice this movement, a chin-up is when you take a bar, like a stationary bar, and pull yourself up. So it helps me like get stronger at those. But if you don't want to do that, then cool, don't do it. It's fine. But yeah, those are 5 basic back exercises. I've been talking apparently for 12 and a half minutes. I don't think anyone should have to listen to me for 12 and a half minutes. I'm going to go over the names one more time. Lat pull down. So I'm going to go over the names one more time. Overhand Barbell Row. Underhand Barbell Row. Dumbbell Row. So row is anything when you're pulling it towards you in this plane. Wide grip lat pull down, so bringing the bar down with your hands wider, and underhand lat pull down. Lat pull down breaks down to latissimus dorsi, is like the muscle. Okay, so pull down you just remember by like pulling the weight down. Like it's a very straightforward term. So other than that, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found it helpful. This isn't as exciting as like a physique update apparently, so as I've researched, but if this helped you, then then that's good enough for me. So I will see you all later. I have something more controversial to talk about next time, and I'm really excited about it. So again, if you don't want to like and subscribe because you're too cool for that, then I like, do you, man, do you. But if you're not too cool, then that'd be really fun. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.